Hello, Vicky. It's nice of you to come in today. Can you tell us about the media role that you'll be talking about, please?
I'm actually a location manager.
Marvellous. Do you need any specific training for that role?
No, I didn't need any qualifications, but industry experience always helps with a job within media. Starting off as a runner or location scout is one of the main ways to get into becoming a location manager. But I do need a full driving licence for my job, as I'm expected to visit loads of different locations around the country. I need some certain skills though. I need to have a good imagination, as I need to be able to take on the director's creative vision and try to get that from the location. And I have to be able to negotiate with new people.
Right,
Yep.
okay. Smashing. And on a day-to-day basis then, because it sounds like an interesting job, what tasks are you involved with?
Mainly I do a lot of research work. I have to mainly, at the beginning of pre-production, I look at the script and try work with the director to think of where we could base the different scenes within the script. I have to work out the costs of the locations that I'm thinking about for the film.
So why might some of them cost money?
Well, sometimes if it's based in a city centre, they have to block off the streets, so they have to be able to move all the traffic, and it's quite costly to the government and the
company,
vehicles,
the company is making the film.
Yeah. And if we rent out like a manor, then we have to pay them quite substantial costs.
So yeah, you mentioned research. So do you research? So that what does that involve then? Is that researching locations online, or are there specific companies that you can go to, or is that just you kind of driving around looking for places to go?
I start off researching them online. Seeing as I've been doing this for quite a long time, I know quite a lot of different locations I've used in the past and that are quite good to shoot on. But I mainly look online and see the costs online and see which ones would fit into our film budget easier, and then I'd go visit them. So, because they're always different online than in person, and see where we could fit vehicles and catering units for the crew and actors. Right,
so there's that logistical element to your job as well. So it would be possible then, would it, to find somewhere that looked perfect, but that didn't have enough room, or that didn't have...
Yeah, we need somewhere that there's a lot of room for all our equipment and vehicles to be parked safely and out of the way of all the filming. And we also need to look at noise pollution, because that's a big problem with locations. If we want to film in the countryside, there's a lot of not major roads, but ones that vehicles can travel on, and that affects the sound and maybe picture of the location. And we need to sort out residents, and if it's in the countryside, then a lot of people go walking, so we need to make sure we've cornered off the area so that we don't get unwanted people in our shots, basically.
Oh, right, brilliant. So I never thought about it in that much detail before. That's good. So what would you say is your most important responsibility?
I'd say it was mainly achieving the director's vision and expectations for the film. Because if the location's wrong, then the director's not going to want to shoot there or make the film there, because they have specific ideas. So
I suppose it costs a lot of money as well. I mean, you can't get everybody there and then find out the location's wrong. You know, you've got to be absolutely certain.
Yeah, I need to be certain. Yeah.
And somebody who's been in the industry a long time, like yourself, like you already stated, do you have? Are there any interesting problems that you've had to solve? Any particular instances where you've run up against something that's caused you some difficulty?
I think it's mainly when I'm working on big productions, and we're using, like I said before, the city locations, because there's a lot of residents. If we're working on some big streets, that a lot of traffic goes down, we need to be able to corner it off safely. So we did a film where we were shooting in London city centre, and I had to talk to the London mayor to ask them if that was okay, and they had to sort out rerouting all the transport that would normally go down around the city centre. So that was quite interesting.
And obviously it causing inconvenience to other people there as well. And just a couple of questions just to finish off with. You so you mentioned that you work closely with the director in terms of realising his vision. Is there anybody else that you sort of work closely with on a day-to-day basis?
I work with the producers quite a bit because I need to work with the fees and budgets for the film and see if my locations fit into the correct budgets.
Right.
Because if I went over on the location budgets, then they'd have to sort out like minimising everyone else's and sorting out everyone else's budgets around mine. So I work with the producer quite a lot, and then they also oversee that they think the location's correct for the filming in the scenes. Okay,
superb. And finally, it's a bit of a personal question, but can you tell us anything about what you get paid or the kind of contracts that you might work on?
I'm freelance, but I'm employed by the company. If they've noticed any other films I've worked on, the locations in particular liked. My jobs are quite long, so it's full time, because I have to be there on location while they're filming before to make sure the location is okay, and after to make sure that the location is in perfect condition so the residents and the owners don't get annoyed that we've left it in a state. So mainly I started off as an assistant location manager, and I got around 900 a week. But now as an actual location manager, I get paid on a contract basis, and it's around 1,700 a week, which is quite substantial.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Vicky.